Good evening to all. This is Raghavendran, Assistant Professor from Pratyusha Engineering College, Thiruvallur. Today, in this virtual technology upgrade meeting, I'm going to speak about the title Rapid Prototyping and Manufacturing Technologies. So, let's see the introduction of rapid prototyping. In many fields, there is an uncertainty when designing a new product. Okay, because the new product may include different kinds of features. So while making the prototype for the new product, there are so many challenges are there. So a prototype is often used as part of the product design process, which allows the design engineers to carry out the various design alternatives. Rapid prototyping technology employs various engineering fields such as computer control, software techniques including laser, optical scanning, photosensitive polymers, material extrusion of and deposition, powder metallurgy, etc. So these are all the various engineering fields involved in making a prototype during the design process. Using these above processes of engineering, a prototype is created with respect to geometrical data received from a CAD model, CAD model, 3D CAD model, which has been already generated in the CAD software. So we see the definition for rapid prototyping. Rapid prototyping employs various engineering that includes computer control and software techniques, laser, optical scanning, etc. Using this methodology, a rapid prototyping is created by using a 3D CAD model generated in 3D CAD software. The 3D CAD software may be a Pro Engineers or Creo or SolidWorks, etc. Any one of them can be used. Then we see the comparison between the conventional machining and the rapid prototyping. In conventional machining, a model is created by removing a material bit by bit Okay. So it is an subtraction process, whereas in rapid prototyping, a model is created by adding material layer by layer. So it is an additive process because we add the material layer by layer one over another up to the required thickness of the prototype. Hence, it is called additive process. It is an unlimited process also. So this is the comparison between conventional machining process and the rapid prototyping model creation process. Next, what is the need of rapid prototyping? Rapid prototyping can improve the quality of requirements and specification provided to developers. So since as the name implies it is a rapid prototyping, it can quickly create the required model based on the 3D solid geometry available in the CAD software. So it reduces the cost and the time. Coming to the next point, users are can actively involved with the creation of the prototype model because the software is a user friendly. Any changes in the CAD model can be made during the time of creating the rapid prototype. So feedbacks are also possible from the system also. Errors can be detected very easily and quickly, and the errors can be controlled and it can be rectified also. Next, there some limitations of rapid prototyping are there. So high precision RP machines are so costly than normal conventional machines, and when the accuracy requirement in the product prototype in the range of plus or minus zero point 0.02 mm and the wall thickness of under 0.5 mm cannot be produced by rapid prototyping model creation. So the next demerit of rapid prototyping is, so RP parts are in case of a prototype produced by CNC will provide more accuracy and more surface finish than RP parts. So RP parts are comparatively failing to meet this requirement. So these are all some drawbacks of our rapid prototyping. Now let's see about the workflow of rapid prototyping processes. So there are 5 important processes in rapid prototyping creation. One is creating a CAD model of the design product. So the first process is creating the CAD model of the product which is to be manufactured. So before manufacturing, the actual CAD model design of the product to be created in CAD software. It can be of either Pro Engineers or SolidWorks or any other solid modeling software. The model created in CAD can be of surface model or solid model. The second step is converting the CAD model into STL format. STL stands for stereolithographic format. Then the third step is slice the STL file into thin cross-sectional layers and layers. The fourth step is construct the model by depositing the material layer by layer one over another up to the required thickness. The last step is clean and finish the created model. So these are all the 5 important steps involved in rapid prototyping process. So see, coming to the process flow diagram of rapid prototyping, we can see the first step is creation of CAD model, that is surface or solid model of the product to be generated in CAD software. So the next step is a pre-processor step. In this, generation of STL file process taking place. STL stands for stereolithographic. In this pre-process, a support is maybe added because when the product having some overhanging features, there should be a need to support it. Otherwise, the layer will peel off from the layers such that the required prototype cannot be obtained. So after producing, it is undergone for slicing. So this is the pre-process. So after slicing, prototype is created in rapid prototyping process. Then the final step is the post-processing step, in which the supports are removed and then the produced CAD model is taken out. Then it is undergone for cleaning and post-curing, and finally the prototype part getting completed. So let us see the detail of the above 5 processes. First one, CAD model creation. First, the object to be created is modeled using a CAD software package. It can be a Pro Engineer or any solid modeling. Even AutoCAD is also can be used for that. The next is conversion to STL format. So the created solid model in the CAD software memory is converted into STL format. So to convert the CAD file into a STL format, the format represents 3-dimensional surface as an assembly of planar triangles. I will show the image for planar triangles representation followed by this slide. So the STL file mainly consisting of planar elements, which is a triangle. The triangles are represented by unit normal vector direction and 3 vertices of the triangle. So the STL files cannot represent the curved boundaries. So all the elements of STL files are denoted by the triangular elements alone. So this is the diagram for STL file model, which is created as shown in this diagram, and it is consists of so many triangular element by which the whole solid model is represented. So every triangles are represented like this with a unit normal vector and a 3 vertices v1, v2, v3 as shown in diagram, and this one is the normal vector direction. The next one is slice this STL file. That means we are cutting the STL file into a minimum thickness. This is the process. So in this pre-processing program prepares the STL file to be built. The pre-processing software slices the STL model into a number of layers from 0.01 mm to 0.7 mm thickness depending upon the requirement. The program may also generate an auxiliary structure to support the model during the build. Supports are useful for delicate features such as overhangs, internal cavities, and thin-walled sections. So the value of support can be realized in this diagram. So this is the part which is to be supported. It is a projection part. So decide is a part of the solid geometry which is to be supported. So supported at this area. So if support is not there, what will happen? The layers will be peeling out from the surfaces. Okay, from each surfaces, the layers are peeling out and it will be removed out from each layers. That is a delamination taking place, which is not a required quality of the prototype. So the next fourth step is layer by layer construction. So the RP machines are used for this process. Rapid prototyping machines makes the deposition of layer of material one over another, for which the polymers or a paper or a powdered metal material can be used for achieving this layer by layer prototype making process. Most machines are fairly automated and need a little attention of human. And the last process is a clean and finish process. In this post processing, the produced prototype is taken out from the machine and the supports are detached from it. So photosensitive materials needed to be fully cured before use. Okay. The third step is point is prototypes may also require minor cleaning and surface treatment after taken out from the RP machines. So sanding, sealing or painting the model will improve the appearance and durability of the prototype. Now we have discussed so far all the 5 processes involved in rapid prototype creation process, and now we see what are all the other rapid prototyping processes or technologies. So the other types of rapid prototyping include SLA, stereolithographic. The second is another one is SLS, selective laser sintering process. Third one is LOM, laminated object manufacturing. Fourth one is FDM, fused deposition modeling, and the last one is 3D printing. This most of the people have known about 3D printing nowadays. So let us see the short brief of the processes or the types involved in rapid prototyping. The first one is stereolithography, SLA. So it was patented in the year 1986. It builds three-dimensional models from liquid photosensitive polymers that solidify when exposed to ultraviolet rays. So this is the principle of stereolithography. So this is the diagrammatic representation of stereolithography, and this is the table moves up and down for making the layers and acquiring the creation of layers. The table moves up and down, and this is the laser light system that helpful for depositing the layer of materials coating one over another. So object formed in layer by layer formations. So liquid photopolymer is required to make this layer, which is the working material. Next is, this is the actual diagram for SLA method, selective laser stereolithographic process. This is the schematic diagram. That is, it consists of laser, elevator, platform, resin vat, mirrors, and sensors to achieve the required prototype model. And the second process is SLS, selective laser sintering process. So this is the diagrammatic representation for selective laser sintering process. So it produces visual representation of models and tough prototypes. Using this process and equipment arrangement, it can cast metal parts such as PVC, nylon, investment wax, metals, and ceramics. So all these materials can be processed by selective laser sintering process in order to make a required prototype of geometrical model which has already been created in CAD software. So looking this diagram, so this is the laser light source which is required to be focused for depositing the material, and this is the leveling roller to provide a uniform thickness of coating or lamination the powder feed supply system, the powder feed piston, and this is the build chamber, and this is the build there. Powder feed supply also provided on both the sides. So at the middle only the building chamber is there, where the layer by layer of prototype is created by sintering process of the powdered material. The materials in the material can be of PVC, nylon, investment wax, any metal or any ceramics material. So this is the arrangement for creating the prototype by using selective laser sintering process. Next one is laminated object manufacturing, LOM, laminated object manufacture. So as the name implies, the process laminates thin sheets of film, paper or plastic is the material may be used for this. So the required prototype is achieved by lamination of layer by layer creations. So the laser has only to cut or scan the periphery of each layers. So here also the application of laser is necessary to create the prototype by lamination process. Next, this is the diagram for LOM, laminated object manufacture, and this is the roll of glued paper is started from here. This is the guide rollers on both the sides, and this is the heated roller which rolls over the glue paper, and here the deposition, that is the layer formation taking place. The piston moves downwards for allowing the glued paper. Thus, the solid object is created by layer. Here also the requirement of laser beam is necessary to be focused over the glued paper roller film, short thin film. So the cross-hatched scrap material is shown here. This is the cross section of the material created, and another side, the scrap roller is there to wind up the remaining part of the glued paper. Next is fused deposition molding, FDM. Fused deposition molding, and this is the machine specification for FDM. So FDM is a solid based rapid prototyping method that extrudes material layer by layer to build a model. So a thread of plastic is fed into an extrusion head where it is heated into a semi-liquid state and extruded through a very small hole onto the already created layers of the material. Okay, here also the layer by layer taking place, but here the material is fused and deposited over by layer. That means the material is changing the phase from semi-liquid state to solid state by deposition on the layer already created, then over the layer, then second deposition is created, and so on. The layer formation is going on up to the requirement of the thickness as per the dimension of the solid geometry created in CAD model. Next, so merits of FDM, fused deposition modeling, merits and demerits. So easy fabrication, minimal wastage of material, easy to remove the prototype from the machine, easy to handle the entire process. Application range, so designing. The next, engineering analysis and planning, tools and manufacturing. So in these areas, FDM is most used to make the required prototype. The last one is a 3D printing type. So what is 3DP? 3DP is the creating an object using a machine that puts down the material layer by layer in 3 dimensions until the desired object is formed. A 3D printer extrudes melted plastic filament or other material, building objects based on specification that come from modeling software or from a scan of an existing object. So in brief, 3D printing can create the solid model by the image, by the model created in the CAD software, since both the system and the machine are interfaced together. So the solid geometry which is already created in the CAD software can be converted into a product by the 3D machine, 3D printer machine, which deposits the plastic material in the form of small thin wire, which is deposited on the surface layer by layer creation of prototype. So otherwise, if model is already not created in the software, it can scan the object or a person directly by using a camera, and then it produces the actual virtual image of the human or the object as a product which is created by using the plastic material or any suitable materials. But here also the formation of the product is taking place by layer formation alone. So these are all the applications of 3D printing, and this is the 3D printing machine. Okay, here this is the extruded part from which the layers of plastic fibers or wires is released out in order to produce the product like this. So this is the 3D printing products created by 3D printing machines. So how does 3D printing work? To create something with a 3D printer, a new user begins either by scanning an existing object with a 3D scanner to obtain the needed specification, or by generating these specifications in a 3D modeling application. So this I told already, either the solid geometry of the 3D model to be created in CAD software. It can be of Pro Engineers or SolidWorks or any other AutoCAD, whatever it may be, or otherwise, a scanner is required to capture the image of the object which is to be generated or printed by 3D printer. So after then, the specifications are then sent to an extrusion printer where plastic filament or other materials is used to create the three-dimensional model one layer at a time. As the material is extruded from the nozzle of the printer, the software controlling the machine moves either the platform or the nozzle itself such that the material is deposited in a succession of layers to create the object. Often, the completed object is in a single color, but the printers are now available with two nozzles for dual color prints. That means, instead of getting a single colored object, we can make a combination of two color by providing the materials with two different colors in two different nozzles and the combination of layers taking place. Printing can take a few minutes for a small object, the size of a keychain, or several hours for larger, more complicated object. So depending upon the height, length, breadth, three dimensions of the object, the time for completing the product will get varied. In case of small components, it can be generated very quickly since the layers are very less in small components, whereas in a large size components, the layer formation needs more in numbers such that the time taken for completing the for such a huge products, time consumption will be higher. So this is an image which is to be created by 3D model printing. First, it was generated in the CAD software, and then this CAD software geometry model is interfaced with the 3D printer machine, and the process is carried out with the required material. Usually, the plastic materials of any grade, thermosetting plastics of any grade can be used for making the product by 3D printing machine. So 3D printing virtually reduces the time for creating the model or the product, and it creates an innovative type. It saves time, it saves as well as cost of the manufacturing. So in most of the places in nowadays, industries are also using 3D printing. So commercially, it is very better than the normal conventional type system. So thank you for your presence. With this, I conclude this virtual upgrade meeting. Thank you once again. Thank you to all.